Ooh, look at all of those.
And they are coming after you. They're like, I don't like this. You can't get them. Like, we want more, please.
This is meta. I don't care what nobody says.
I wonder why they add the whole roads theme to the summit if there's no roads.
Let's see how they like it.
Oh, you just get picked up? What the fuck? I really wasn't gonna do it. Back up, guys. There were a lot of them came out there. Holy crap.
Target's not dead.
I wonder how well this would do in the dark zone.
Play against NPCs, we'll demolish everything.
Or even agents. If you're not hitting them in the head, hitting you in the head.
Dude, did you see what I just survived?
Nice. That was fucking awesome, dude.
Yo.
You wasted that thing.
Got an exotic. Come on, big fella. What you got, man?
There's a bossy boss going up the stairs.
I'm using the purple's bullets to shoot that yellow.
Nice.
Got the boss on your beam.
Gonna pull out the ravioli on him.
The ravioli. Nice.
Oh my god. It's like he's fighting like an NPC. Me. Dude better put damage to at least on something. Gosh, I think I'm gonna deal with you.
Oh, hey. Look at him. No shield. It didn't touch you. Nope, I'm on the bouncy ball.
Yo, what is going on, fam? Are you ready for this? Because I am so ready. I've been itching to show you this build, and that's for a reason. After making the deflector, it inspired me to make this. There are YouTubers that have shed light on the improvised gear pieces that allows mods where you would otherwise not be able to get them, but Mark of Blades made an awesome build that also inspired this concept, so go subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. But insurmountable, meaning too great to overcome, is an exact illustration of what this build is, with how overpowering it is in Legendary, both defensively and offensively. So in Heroic, you're basically invincible. This build has two playstyles, both serving specific purposes. It has a lot of moving parts, and I suggest you watch to the end to get the full breakdown. So here's what I got for you. I want to first tell you about the specialization I'm using with this build because it directly ties into the damage you'll be able to deal to certain NPCs. As we all know, we're going to get that one extra skill tier, which is always great, but that's not what I'm looking forward to the most with this. I talked about this before a couple times in a few previous builds. It's regarding this particular skill on the tree called Dismantling. It grants extra damage to robotics and skill proxies. This ties directly into my primary, the Ravenous. And I know how most of you feel about this weapon because so many of you don't have it, but the Ravenous is such an essential part of this build. So let me help you out, okay? And bear with me because this video might be a little bit longer than normal, but it'll be worth it, trust me. If you want to get straight into the build, there are timestamps in the description and you can skip this if you want. But for those who want to try and get the Ravenous and join an awesome community, check this out. My Discord is growing fast. It's a community of gamers that share build ideas and get together to talk, play missions, and help out with raids. All platforms are welcome here. Look at this cool feature. As soon as you join the server, there'll be an option to choose which platform you play on. Once you choose, your name will be highlighted with the corresponding color of which you play, Xbox, PlayStation, or PC, so people can identify who plays on what console. This way it's easier to link up. There's also a weekly raid sign-up list for each platform to let others know you want to raid. This is located in the Raid LFG channel for each platform. There are so many individuals here who just want to help others. In fact, the other day, 2 guys on PlayStation helped another complete his very first raid, but it still takes initiative on your part. It's just a great place to be. I'm trying to establish something really strong, something that can carry over into the future with other games, and especially the Division 3 once that's announced. So go click the link right now in the description if you want to join. Okay, back to business. So how Dismantling ties directly into the Ravenous's damage is with its extra percentage damage to robotics. Whenever you start shooting those mechanical dogs, those primers pierce the armor and detonate from inside. I don't know if you remember the Merciless and how devastating it was back in the day, how quickly that weapon destroyed chungas and dogs, but it was broken. They had to nerf it so much, but this deals almost as much damage as the Merciless used to. So once you switch shoulders and get that explosion, you'll be dealing so much damage. The secondary is really your choice. I like this MA70 simply for the burst damage. Good for making quick work of the red bars in order to increase my skill tier with Future Perfect. But this build has 2 playstyles, and this is not one of them. The 2 are the Ravenous and the D50 in combination with the Deflector shield and Future Perfect. The reason I have a D50 is because it's the same variant of the Liberty exotic pistol, which is one of the hardest hitting pistols in the game. It doesn't hit as hard, but just a little bit less. And Future Perfect is so that weapon kills grant 1 skill tier for 15 seconds, and it stacks up to 3 times. So if you have 4 skill tiers like me, then you can easily overcharge. Let me break this build down for you. I have 70% protection from elites. When I made the Deflector build a couple days ago, I said to you it had a weakness, and that weakness was that you get beamed in the head by elites. Not purples, not reds, just elites. And the way I attempted to counteract that was with the armor regeneration I had. You know, enemies in this game, no matter what you do, just deal too much damage. So I couldn't really fight the elites the way I wanted to. But with this build, the 70% protection from elites allows me to fight elites face to face. They still do a whole lot of damage, but it gives me a fighting chance. Here's another piece that helps with the Ravenous's damage. The Hollow Man. 8% damage to health, which is multiplicative by the way. Skill damages also roll with it, and I'll explain that once I describe the other playstyle. The damage to health stacks with Dismantling from the Technician Specialization, plus Ravenous's penetrating rounds against the mechanical dogs and chungas. because those HP bars you see above the enemy is not armor, it's health. So this Hollow Man's 8% health damage will really help you take chungus and dogs down a lot faster. Now, because when I have the Deflector shield, the elites beam my head, whenever I encounter them, whether it's a named enemy, a rusher, a chunga, whatever, I fight them head on with the Ravenous. Man is surgical while doing this. Switching from the left shoulder to the right shoulder constantly grants you bonus armor. This combined with a 70% protection from elites and intimidate, along with the explosions you get with the primers, is a recipe for domination. The chest piece is very important. At first, I thought the D&H was the way to go, but no, it's too squishy. Only 1.2 million armor. Even 70% protection from elites won't give you enough durability to sustain while face tanking with 1.2 million armor. So this healer guard is the way to go. It comes as an armor core, which is great, and its one piece bonus is 5% total armor, which increases all the armor on your whole build. So my armor went all the way up to 1.5 mil. This is the sweet spot. It'd be nice to have skill damage rolled, but I didn't get that lucky enough for that. It's cool though, because repair skill is still good. It helps with the Artificer High's repair efficiency to the Deflector shield. Now the holster and gloves are the improvised ones that you can craft at the station in the base of operations. These improvised pieces are what will allow you to get up to 70% protection from elites because of the mods. You want the gloves and holster to be rolled to skill tier, with skill damage rolled to it as an attribute. The knee pads are the same, the only difference is that they're rolled to armor instead. The Memento backpack is what you need, and this is where I'll break down the second playstyle for you. This will bring everything together. Whenever picking up a trophy, you gain 40% bonus armor because of the 4 armor cores each one gives you 10% each, and the armor regen you get from the long-term buff just furthers your survivability. So once the bonus armor kicks in and intimidate activates, this increases your D50's pistol damage to almost 500k. That damage, along with the Deflector shield spitting bullets back at enemies, is like nothing else I've experienced in the division. That's the skill I'm using again, and that's why I have skill damage rolled everywhere. It increases the damage of the bullets you're deflecting, and it depends on the weapon type, but average damage is over 200k. Now mind you, the Memento backpack increases the skill efficiency based on how many tiers you have. I have 3, and that's 15%, plus the 30% long-term buff. Let me tell you what this all does. Brings my Deflector shield all the way up to 11 million HP from 7.5 as you see here. Increases the Deflector's damage and improves efficiency of my other skill, the Artificer Hive, which also increases the damage of the Deflector shield even more. This hive, after healing my shield, gives it a buff amount of 50%. But the Memento increases that to a 70% buff, and it can be even more if I'm not mistaken. Do you see how much damage you're dishing out here? It's literally insane. And you know what? Sometimes when I have a group of NPCs in front of me, let's say 2 purples, 1 red, and 2 elites. Since the elites beam your head and the purples and reds don't, the bullets that they fire at my Deflector shield will kill the elite enemies. This is too much. One more thing. I'm not even gonna say nothing. I just want you to look at this.
Come on, shoot me. Shoot me.
He's like, come on, shoot me in the face, in the face. Look at that, man. Just takes him out. All you gotta do is stand there. Yeah, I'm gonna give you some more to play with then. So look at him, he just stands there. They definitely made the that shield viable.
Oh
They made
my
that shield viable.
You gotta make the build to make it work. You know, otherwise it's not gonna be viable. So you gotta make the right build.
That's all I gotta say about this build, and if you stuck around till now, you're a GOAT. So if you're here, then comment Rebel down below. Let me know you made it. As I said, this is the strongest PvE build I've ever made, and it's certainly top tier. I know you're gonna love this. And for builds from DPS all the way to skill, then please drop a like and don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel if you're new. I'll see you in my next video. Be right out.